In this video I'm going to tell you why you should not stay at Wyndham Lake Buena Vista in the Disney Springs area in Orlando. Okay, so today's my last day that I'm here. I'm actually quite excited to move from this hotel to the International Drive Hotel. I thought I'd do a quick video on all the reasons why I think that this is no longer value for money. I'm filming this in December 2021. Obvious to say that with COVID, there's been lots of changes in how everything sort of operates for Disney as well as everywhere else in the world pretty much. Now, staying in a Disney area hotel, it's not a Disney resort hotel, but you're kind of literally next door. You're actually next door to Disney Springs, which is just behind me. And the idea is, you used to get quite a few benefits, and obviously you're just close to the parks to be able to get to and from them. And that was always the big draw, as long as having 60 days FastPass Plus access as well. Basically, my opinions in this video are comparing staying here to just staying on International Drive, which is much, much cheaper. And it's actually where I'm moving to from tomorrow. I'm moving from here over to International Drive so I can go and do Volcano Bay and Universal and everything else. A quick little room tour. I think I can hear a fridge, which I'm always a big fan of. Yeah, it's the budget Disney Springs type resort hotels. Jesus, look at the size of that telly though. They've gone big there. This is the bathroom. Again, quite small, but nice mirror. So yeah, it's also worth saying with this video, I did email the hotel and talk to the hotel to give them a chance to respond before I actually made the video, because they might have a reason for the way they do things. So anything that they have said, I'll also include in the video too. Number one, there's always a queue at reception. It took 30 minutes for me to check in when I arrived. That was the longest check-in I think I've ever had. It was easily like half an hour. So the last thing you want when you arrive is a lengthy check-in, is it? I've had to go to the reception desk a few times whilst I'm in here. Every time I've had to queue at least 10 minutes. The first time I queued to check in, it took 30 minutes, but there's only 3 or 4 people in front of me. It just takes forever to check in, and there was 5 people on the desk. Every time I walk past there, no matter what time of day it is, even into the evening, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when I've been getting home from the parks, there's always been a queue. Still a queue at reception. Always a queue at reception. Also, the guest services desk, if you go there for any help for anything, they're pretty useless. There's always a queue at reception. Like, there's always a queue, no matter what time. I did go to the guest services desk, but I told that she couldn't help. They are there to sell tickets to the Disney parks, and that's pretty much it. Every time I've gone there and gone, oh, hi, can you help with this? They've gone, oh, you have to go to the main desk. So once again, there's still a queue, even in the middle of the day. There's only one host on. They do have a guest services desk, but every time I go there with a problem, they tell me to go to the main desk. I'm pretty sure the guest services desk is only somewhere where they sell you Disney tickets or any other tickets that you want. It's not actually for guest services, it's a sales desk. As soon as I had my check-in, the first thing that they wanted to do was then offer me a free gift. And as someone who looked like they were from the hotel, several times told me to come out on the counter to get my free gift. I said no thank you, I'd just like to get to the room because I've been waiting long enough. I was very tired by that point. The slip, which I've got upstairs, I'll get a shot at that later, actually tells you that the free gift is then part of a marketing tool to talk about timeshare. So straight away they use the term guest, but actually you're just a cash machine. So not guest services, it's a ticket sales desk. Number 2, they charged me $12 for taking in an Amazon parcel when I was actually in the check-in queue when the Amazon delivery arrived. A $12 handling charge. I saw the Amazon lady actually come in and deliver it, and I was just put it under the desk. Absolutely mental. They literally put it in the back room, and then when I came to the reception to get it, they charged me $12 for him to go into that back room, get the parcel, and get a clipboard so I could sign for it. Now, and their excuse was, well, it does say on the website that you get charged, a handling fee. And I'm sure it's something that all the hotels do as well. But if you have the cheek to call people like a guest of your hotel, and you want to charge them $12 to sign a clipboard, basically, I just think that rubs people up the wrong way. So that obviously that's a minor gripe, but it's one of them where did they have to charge for that really? Like, and the only reason I had to order something from Amazon is because it was an emergency, basically. So it's just kind of one of those things like, ordering from Amazon isn't something that most guests do. So it'd been nice for them to just kind of go, yeah, that's fine. Just take the parcel. Number 3, the pools are freezing cold. I lasted 15 minutes before I had to get out. It was so cold. It's by far the coldest hotel pool, particularly for Florida, but I can't ever remember getting into a pool where it was that cold, because I was actually shivering. Now, I know the pools in these hotels aren't a massive deal because you spend most of your time at the parks, and then you've also got water parks to go to as well. However, if you want a chill day, not in the parks, which is what I wanted because my legs were hurting, you want a decent pool. And I know it's December at the moment and it's not, but it's still warm outside, particularly if you're British. It's 22 to 28 degrees most days. But the pools were absolutely Baltic. And I did again message them, and I got a passive aggressive response back saying, no, they've been tested today and they're 72 degrees. Fahrenheit, not Celsius. But my room just happened to be exactly, and the aircon isn't on because it's a nice temperature, if not a little bit too warm, and my room temperature was 72 degrees. So I put that back to them and said, well, my room's that, and I'm not shivering in my room. So if the pool's 72 degrees, why aren't I shivering in here? To which they just ignored. They replied to something else, but they just ignored the fact that I was questioning that wasn't true. I tried both their pools and they were both absolutely freezing. Previously, I stayed literally across the road pretty much at the Holiday Inn, which is another Disney area hotel, which you got all the benefits and everything else. Their hotel was perfectly heated, it was nice and warm. So I do know that they are meant to be heated, or normally you would get them heated. Even in Florida where it's sunny, you still get heated pools. But yeah, here, absolutely freezing. You couldn't spend a long time in there. Also, as I just found out, there's nowhere to actually hang your swimming gear over the bath to drain. There's normally like a little pull out or just a rack. So at the minute it's drying here on the towel rack, which is just all going onto the top of the toilet. But the floor isn't even like one with a grate, so it could be like a wet room. So I've no idea where else it could go really. If you could see that, but there's also all the windows on the outside. Really, really, really grimy. Okay, so I've just been to the pool I've been moaning about all the time, and it was warm. Not just warm, very warm. About 3 days ago, it was ice cold, and they don't heat one of the pools, but they do heat the one I was in. But the other day when I went into both of them, they were both freezing. The main one is now heated. So much so that as you swim over the jets, which are on the floor pointing upwards, it's like swimming over the top of almost like a volcano. You literally feel the warmth coming up. Not any message from them saying, oh yeah, sorry, yeah, it was all, something was wrong or something. 15 minutes I spent in there about 2 or 3 days ago whenever I first went in there. Obviously I've not been in there since, but I thought I'd give them benefit of the doubt, go and see if it's now heated, and it was. But I'm not losing my mind, it definitely was freezing. I literally got out and I was shaking because I was that cold. Number 4, I don't drink coffee, but I do want hot water so I can have a cup of tea and stuff. Now these are the cheapest coffee machines I think I've ever witnessed. They feel like they're so light to pick up and like there's nothing to them. Very quickly film this as well. This is broken. I think you're meant to be able to push this in and out. So the only way to stop it pouring out water is to actually pull the plug out. Another tip for the Wyndham Lake Buena Vista. The only way to stop them pouring water is to actually pull the plug out. There's no kind of off switch. I think obviously it'll stop once it runs out of water, but... So I thought mine was actually broken, so they sent up another one. That's hilarious. It's a coffee maker. Fair play. But it was exactly the same. Both were dirty when they came. So I had to, luckily whilst I was trying to get it to work, just kind of flushed hot water through before I put the tea bag in, basically. Okay, now this is done half a cup, stopped. And following the instructions on the top. God. Loads of bits come out of it, it's absolutely minging. So I did that again on the second one, even though I'd said to them previously that, oh, by the way, it was broken, but it's also dirty. But the second one also came up dirty as well, so there's loads of, and I'm not talking a little, it was grimy, the stuff that came out of there. Minor thing, because I don't even drink coffee, but if you want hot water in your room, be careful with the coffee makers, that's all I'm saying. Number 5, lots of ants crawling around in the bathroom. It's been like that pretty much all week. That's all that you can say about that, really. I did get some footage of them scurrying around. Look at what delights are in here. Let's try and find some. Oh, there we go, there's one. You see that? Fuddle. There you go, yeah. They're literally everywhere. They look pretty harmless, but just not a great look, is it? Just don't stay here. Anywhere else. And these are the big ones. Number 6 is the absolutely appalling shuttle services. So one of the best things about the Disney area hotels previously was that there was shuttles going to the parks and Disney Springs, the 4 parks and Disney Springs, every half an hour from the Holiday Inn. And the bus routes used to be like the Holiday Inn and then a few other hotels in the area. I think there was 2 different routes. And they shuttle every half an hour. Fantastic. And that is why I booked this hotel at short notice to come here, because I assumed that would still be the same, because the shuttles are really important. And also your days at Disney because the opening hours are from anything from 8 o'clock in the morning to 10, 11 o'clock at night, you might not want to be there all day. However, the shuttles at the moment are so poor. One, you have to book onto them. Fair enough, COVID, make sure there's not too many people on there, whatever. However, for Animal Kingdom, for example, which I'm going to today, there is 3 shuttles, 6 a.m, which gets there an hour and a half before park opening, 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. I want to go to Animal Kingdom today, that's where my park reservation is. It's only until 7 p.m. So that you only have the option to stay there for the entirety of the day. Now, obviously, you could go to another park after 2 p.m, because that's when park hopping's allowed. But it's just not good enough whatsoever. I'm on the coach, it's 7 a.m, the park only opens at 9, but this was the only bus available. So last time I came, these resort hotels just had a constant bus every half an hour, I think. Now you've got to book onto it, which I understand for COVID reasons, but by now surely it's relatively back to normal. And it just means that your choices, I think they actually stop at midday. So you have to spend the entire, rather than you can just go for the morning and come back and then maybe go later on in the evening. Can't do that anymore. Well, you can, but it's just a lot more painful. So I found myself catching quite a few Ubers, but the Uber price from here compared to what the Uber price would be from International Drive isn't much different. So even if you calculate all these extra Ubers up, you still will be well and truly better staying in International Drive and just getting Ubers every day. To get me from Animal Kingdom now, I could either get an Uber or I could walk to Disney Springs. Now Disney Springs looks quite close, but to the actual bus terminal is the other side of Disney Springs. So it's about a 25-minute walk. I've then got to go from Disney Springs to any resort because there's no direct bus to go from Disney Springs to Animal Kingdom. That's because Disney don't want you to park for free at Disney Springs and then go to the park. So I kind of get that, which means the shuttle buses are even more important from the hotel. Once I'm at a resort, I can then go to Animal Kingdom. So and I did a little test to go to Hollywood Studios the other day, and it took 1 hour 37 minutes to get to the park. A park which I can actually see out the window. Hollywood Studios is over there, which is just crazy that it takes that long to get there. And just a quick word on how to get back. So once again, in the evenings, it's exactly the same. I can't from the parks at the moment, they're not running buses to Disney Springs directly, or at least every time I've come to a bus terminal from a park, I've not seen an option for Disney Springs. I've had to go to a resort first and then get a bus from the resort. So again, it takes a very long time to get home. And if I get back to Disney Springs, I've then got a 25-minute walk through Disney Springs, then to the hotel. I'm just lucky that out of all the hotels in the Disney area, Disney Springs area, that my hotel just happens to be the closest. You can actually see the steps down there, the bridge. My hotel just happens to be the closest to Disney Springs, so it's actually quite close to get to. So the shuttles used to be fantastic, but now they are absolutely appalling. And again, I put this to the, again, I emailed them and said, why are the shuttles so bad? This is one of the reasons why I came to stay here. And they just went, oh, no one else has complained. So, okay. They used to be fantastic. And I don't know if this hotel's always done these shuttles and the Holiday Inn ones are still going, but I've not seen the Holiday Inn ones coming in and out every half an hour. So I think it might be a reduction, which means that this video isn't just don't stay here. It might be don't stay in the Disney area hotels because they're not worth it anymore. It's a bit dark. That's like too bright now. So I've just gone on to book my transfer for tomorrow to Epcot at 10 o'clock, and would you believe, all of a sudden, the shuttles are hourly from tomorrow. I don't know if that was always the plan, and maybe it's the week leading up to Christmas, therefore like they expect it to be a lot busier. But yeah, Epcot, I could go there at 7 p.m. in the evening on a shuttle now. So yeah, maybe they just run more rubbish shuttles during quieter periods. They run up in December, I'd class as not particularly quiet, and the parks are busy. But maybe the hotel isn't particularly busy. I will say this, these are a lot more comfy than the Disney buses. And they have been on time, like every time I have booked one, they've been on time. Which brings me onto my last point. The parks recently introduced Disney Genie Plus. And with that, FastPass Plus, or anything FastPass, has ended. Now there's plenty of videos on YouTube to go and work all that out. However, one of the major benefits, bear in mind you have to pay resort fees for staying here, for use of the pool ironically. Anyway, one of the main benefits was you got included in the 60-day FastPass Plus reservation system. So for most people with Disney tickets, it used to be 30 days, but within 30 days, you might miss out on Flight of Passage or Frozen or any of the big hitters, basically. So staying here in this area used to give you 60 days access. Like all the other, or I think most of, I think there's a few special cases where you get 90 days, but with all the other Disney resort hotels, so you're in with a fighting chance. That's all gone now. So why stay here? Rubbish shuttles, and you can't get the 60-day. There's no benefit now. Genie Plus is all on the day of, pretty much. I have missed out. You do get 30 minutes extra in any theme park every morning. So no magic hours either, because sometimes you used to get 2 hours. I think when we came a couple of years ago, it was when they were opening Galaxy's Edge, and we got 2 hours. We went in the park at 6:30 in the morning. The extra magic hours were a massive, massive benefit. Half an hour every day just means you're at the front of the queue for your first ride, and then after that, there's no real benefit to it. Obviously, I couldn't link my hotel to my park ticket. However, showing I had a little voucher from the hotel to just show, and there was no issue. I did do this with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I also got on Flight of Passage. But other than that, I haven't used it every day because I just don't think it's particularly good. So we're actually checking the early entry at this point here. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I just did this. Are you staying on property?
Yeah, I've got this ticket.
Okay, do you have...
That's what I've been shown at the other parks.
Where did you get that from?
Lake Buena Vista.
Okay.
Okay, Maggie, thank you. Again, I don't know how the Disney staff don't, like, this is what I was given by the Disney area hotels. Why is it a problem? At the end of the day, my hotel stay wouldn't link to my card because of the problem with the hotel. This is their system, I've not invented it. Make sure it works. So you are included in that in these hotels, which is, at the minute, the only perk you get, really. Obviously, you might be watching this video from anywhere if you're planning your trip. The hotel did wind me up a little bit with the responses because they're just kind of, they're not automated. Obviously, someone's writing the responses, but it just feels like they're not allowed to say anything. So you just get, well, you feel like you're talking to a robot, basically. But if it helps, please like. If you've got any questions, please put in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. I'm not a massive Disney person. I don't know all the ins and outs. That is my little video of why you shouldn't stay in Wyndham Lake Buena Vista as part of the Disney Springs area, and potentially any Disney Springs area hotel. Other than that, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This is probably going to be one of the first videos that comes online from the Florida trip because it's quite a small video. But there's plenty of other, like, from the parks where I'm not just complaining. I do have some great days, see some great attractions, and spend less time in this hotel.